Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the DC Multiverse Batman Returns Penguin. So yes, here we have Penguin for Batman Returns, played by Danny Devito. And this is really the only figure I had too much interest in from this line, although I may get the rest of the Batman Returns line, possibly. I mostly just like the portrayal of Penguin in that movie, and it's also one of my favorite Batman movies in general. And there really aren't any good figures of Danny DeVito Penguin, so I really wanted to get one of these. His articulation is reasonable, and the sculpt is pretty decent for something in this scale. So let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, start with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Penguin. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Superior Spider-Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Now, Penguin is not really in 3 3/4-inch scale. He's about the same height as Wolverine, but he shouldn't be, because Penguin's really short. So he's actually closer to being about the right height for a 6-inch scale, but his body proportions aren't really correct for that scale. I don't know how big he is compared to any of the other Multiverse figures, but I think he's still too big for those, so he's really just scale inaccurate. I can't be certain about the other Multiverse figures, but from what I've seen, he seems like he's really unusually scaled. Either way, let's get the other two out of here and just look at Penguin. Moving on to our 360 spin, here you can see Penguin. He has a big, long coat on, which is black, and it's also a rubber flexible material. He also has black sleeves to go with that, and then he has glossy black gloves, which do have his penguin-y finger styling there. He has a gray vest on underneath that with a white shirt and one of those little frilly neck things, I forget what those are called. And then he has on some black pants and black shoes. Nothing too spectacular in terms of detail, but it certainly looks like it should. And he is sculpted pretty well for the scale. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpt. Zooming in on the head sculpt, it actually looks pretty good, especially for this scale. Even from what I've seen of this line, it looks like he's probably got the best head sculpt out of this line. It looks pretty accurate to how Penguin looked in the film. He's got a little bit extra paint to extenuate the features of the face. His hat's got a bit of texturing to it, and the band around it is glossy. You can also see he's got a bit of detail in the hair and stuff. So, all in all, he looks really, really good. Very much so approve of that. Now let's zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Penguin is reasonable, but nothing exceptional. He's got a head rotation, wall joint shoulders, those go up and down, forward and back. Single joint elbow, wrist cut. He has hips that go in and out, forward and back, DC-UC style. Single hinge in the knee, and that is it. So you can get him into a bit of poses, but pretty much I feel like you're going to just have him standing there holding an accessory, or maybe just standing there by himself. Speaking of accessories, Penguin comes with one of those, so let's go ahead and look at that. Accessories-wise, Penguin comes with one, which is his umbrella. It's a bit cheap looking compared to him, because there's no real detail on it. It's pretty much just a black top and a brown cane part. There's no extra painting or sculpting or anything particularly impressive. It still looks reasonably decent, and of course it fits in either one of his hands because they both have holding hands. So that works, but, you know, it could look better. Either way, it's not a big deal. Now that wraps it up for Penguin and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Penguin comes in what has been the standard for the DC Multiverse line. DC Comics Multiverse, picture of Penguin from the movie over here, Batman Returns, the Penguin. And on the back you get that same picture, pictures of other figures available, which are Zod and 2 different versions of Michael Keaton Batman. You get a little bio, and some other stuff like that. This is a nicely designed card, so it looks pretty good, and is nice for in or out of package display. So yeah. Penguin. Alright, that wraps it up for Penguin, so until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.